We wanted to hash out some differences, things that were said before the podcast started. A very antagonistic start. You're supposed to reconcile in front of your children, which is how we view our audience. And
That's true.
Granted, you haven't seen the fight, but there was a fight beforehand.
You came home and mommy and daddy, there's an energy shift, and you could all feel it when you got home from school. Yeah.
So I open the floor to Nick if you would like to apologize. Go ahead, the floor is yours.
Who is the sick one, really? Let's figure out between the three of us. Children, you're the
It's all phlegm and congestion. It's right here.
I would like to apologize to our audience for a lack of update for our Bo is Afraid video. I think
I keep asking you if you want.
Yeah, I say yeah. I say I'm down.
Yeah, but it's been too long now. No one gives a shit.
Yeah. Chris, you said that about 4.0. You're like, we're gonna sit down with Ian and we're gonna talk it out. We're gonna talk about our feelings.
Yeah, we didn't do it.
That was literally 3 years ago. Like,
it's been too long.
That's not on anyone but us.
What interesting thing is there to say anymore that hasn't been said?
It's so crazy when like
Nick, I think you just want to talk about your own therapy session with this movie.
It's not even that. It was like, oh my god, like I was just trying to say, like, I think it's funny that whenever we have like an actually interesting movie to watch, we go, no, let's not talk about that. Let's watch all the Fast and Furious and talk about the state of action.
Nick, you make fun of it. You make fun of that, right? The Fast and Furious videos have been far and none the best, the most views we've gotten consistently than any other bullshit we've done.
That's right.
I think of it as kind of tantric, where we keep introducing the idea that we're going to have this really cool thing, and we just keep building the tension for years and years.
And we just had a video. It's like 5 seconds of it. It's all right.
See, now I'm with Ian. Nick, if you want that video to do well, and you actually care about the movie, rather than just, I want to say the thing I want to say, is we do what Ian just said. We wait. We build up. And when we die, the last episode we do is Bo is Afraid.
Fuck?
Wow, I didn't know we were waiting so long. Okay, so 40 years or so.
No, like 2.
Okay. And then
what's going to happen?
It's so sad they never saw that bus crash coming.
I know. Then we all just die on stream.
You should just say, Chris, I'd rather die than talk about anime. It's okay. Like, I think...
What, Bo is Afraid is anime now? Is that what you're saying?
I wasn't even talking about that. I was talking about... Well, hang on. We didn't even mention Bo was Afraid until I said it.
That's all we've been talking about, Nick. What are you talking about? What are you...
I meant 4.0.
What fucking anime are you talking about?
I'm talking about 4.0. Evangelion. That's really what I meant.
Yeah, but like, what? I don't know. There's nothing interesting outside of other than, hey, I hope Hideki Anno found what he was looking for with his dad.
No, I mean, what about Gendo? Like this whole arc.
That's why I just summed it up.
No, I mean, oh my god. Okay, you know what? Forget it.
What?
Everything's too long.
What can you say other than that?
Me? Okay, well, if
I you relate to Gendo?
Chris, if I actually say no, what the fuck? No, stop it. Never mind. Bo is Afraid. Everything's too long. You know what? I think after we watch Gladiator 2, Ian, I think we're starting to realize movies are too long.
Dude, Gladiator 2's bad.
You guys watched Gladiator 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, with our mom. It was a mistake. I'm just kidding.
But our mom really wanted to watch it. And, it's the holidays.
So we just had...
No, because I was like, all right, let's do it. We knew nothing about the movie going in. We'd seen Gladiator 1.
Yeah.
And then,
20 years
we watched...
ago, whenever that...
Yeah, whenever the fuck that came out.
2003, I think it was.
So I watched it late then. I was in, high school when I watched it. So I didn't remember a lot, but I don't think there was a lot to remember. Um,
It's
other than the
basically
obvious.
the first one. It's Pax Romana, and then this one is like the fall of Rome. That's all I really know about.
It's not though, and that's what sucks,
Not
Ian.
not
Because you think it's going to be.
be
okay.
cool.
And in fact, I would think it would have more to say if it did. If it was.
Oh.
Ian, you gotta watch this movie. It really is a death by 1,000 cuts.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
Because there's cool fights. Denzel Washington is very charismatic. The two villains are very charismatic.
Yep.
They're great to watch. Everyone else is playing, including Pedro Pascal and Mescal, which is crazy that exists in the movie, are told to play it very seriously, and they are boring to watch.
Oh God.
Playing the wife. And and there's parts of this movie in that look fucking terrible. And it's so weird because there's parts that look great, and then there's just shots that you go, "Who thought that was good, man?"
Yeah, Ian.
Wait. Did you say Ian. AI, Nick?
Oh yeah, there's a ton of AI in this movie.
The entire intro is a recap of the first movie, the opening credits, and it's all through a Stable Diffusion AI that's running a filter over the scenes of Gladiator 1. So there's some like painting looking images where Russell Crowe has no nose.
Yeah, it's like weirdly realistic, but it's not. It's an apparently style. It looks bad.
Jeez.
It's a really rough start to the movie.
This was just going to be a one-off question. Just we don't have to get into it because I want to get into the main idea today. But did you guys see Ridley Scott's last one, The Last Duel, about like the last trial by combat in Europe ever or whatever?
No. Yeah, is that good?
Me neither. All right. Yeah.
The highest highs and the lowest lows, that man. Actually, no. I think he's more misses than hits now.
I think so.
Okay, let's take a look.
Yeah,
this is a good. You know what? Hey, this is bringing us back together as a unit.
I apologize, Ani. Now your turn to apologize, Chris.
Because like we all loved Ridley Scott as teenagers, but oh my god, the choices that man has made.
Many mistakes were made. Yeah, I mean, he did Alien, Gladiator. He did a movie. He movies we liked. Let's see.
No, I don't want producer. Producer means fucking nothing at that level.
Well, another thing also, Ian, with AI is that they might be under a lawsuit soon due to Gladiator 2 actually auto-generating crowd shots of people without their consent.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the animals in this movie look terrible because they're all generated. It's not good.
All right.
Wait.
Go ahead.
But
I was gonna say he directed. Oh my god.
Ian, go.
Ian, go.
Do they have lines? Do they have lions in this? They have like weird ass lines.
No, there's a tiger.
And a tiger, rhino, a shark.
Oh, okay.
What
were you saying, Chris?
All right. So last movie was Napoleon.
Yeah.
Didn't watch it. I just saw that shot where he's shooting at a pyramid. I thought that was funny.
House of Gucci, people were dunking on, but
a short. It has a really bad rating on IMDb. I know that usually means nothing, but it's like a 4, and that's kind of crazy to see. House of Gucci, I didn't watch that. Did anyone see that?
Yeah, it's silly. It's a silly movie.
Okay, I heard it was very silly. Yeah, I heard the second half. It's like goofball shit.
Yeah, they let Jared Leto just do like a Mario impression, and they're like, "Great Italian accent, Jared. Love it, love it."
All right, Last Duel. Haven't watched it.
That's Trial by Combat in your last Trial by Combat in Europe. I had heard about. That was supposed to be, but I don't know. I don't know.
Prometheus.
Raised by Wolves. We haven't gotten to Prometheus, dude. It's been so long. This is Prometheus.
Raised by Wolves.
Yeah, what the fuck's Raised by Wolves?
I don't know. I like
that a short film or
TV series.
What?
I like the American Gangster. That was kind of cool.
That was so
Yeah, that
long
was a
ago,
fun one.
Nick. That was so.
It was almost 2 decades ago, dude.
Oh, you know what? I know why he's also a huge miss, because he directed The Counselor, the Cormac McCarthy movie I told you guys about.
Yeah, yo, I heard
Yeah.
this movie's trash.
It sucks. It's so I hate it.
All right, Hennessy
And The
XO, The
Counselor-
Seven Worlds. It was a video he directed.
Sorry, you can go ahead.
Oh yeah,
The Counselor, that was Cormac McCarthy's first, like, straight up, I just wrote the script. This isn't
Yeah.
based on anything. This
Yeah.
is just, yeah. I
And it's
remember that
sick.
being bad.
When I
well,
read
that
out
was
the
right
screenplay,
after
it was awesome.
Prometheus too. So stinkers.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, Robin Hood too. Yeah, Robin Hood was bad. I
But
watched
The
that in
Martian,
theaters as a kid. American
The Mar-
Gangster's good.
American
Yeah.
Gangster I liked.
Okay, has anyone watched All the Money in the World?
No.
Okay.
No.
Alien Covenant.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
That one sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
famously bad. Alien Covenant Prologue, The Crossing.
Well, you answered your own question, I think.
Yeah, I know. The Martian. Did anyone watch that?
I liked.
Yeah.
I
You
liked
liked
The
it?
Martian.
Okay,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
got it.
You
Exodus,
wouldn't like
Gods
it,
and Kings.
You wouldn't like that. I
No,
don't like
I
it.
probably wouldn't.
They made shit up.
No.
They made shit.
The Vatican. It's just called The Vatican. It's a TV movie.
No, you would hate that. I think you would hate that.
All right, The Counselor.
It sucked. It was genuinely bad. It was so
Yeah.
up its own ass at the end.
All right, well, Prometheus is bad. Robin Hood's bad. So that's like 3 in a row.
Let's say he's like 2 of 3. Like 1/3 of his movies are pretty great, actually.
It's 33%.
His early stuff was
Yeah.
groundbreaking.
He's got a lot here, though, dude. Like, okay, Kingdom of Heaven.
Is good. I
It's
like
good.
Kingdom of Heaven.
Okay,
Yeah.
I always confuse that with Children of Men for whatever reason.
Mm.
But I
Thelma
do know
Louise.
Kingdom of Heaven, the director's cut, is like the best version.
I agree.
Matchstick Men.
Matchstick Men. That was a good one, as I remember, but I haven't seen it since like the 2000s.
Yeah, I
so
haven't seen that.
I
Black Hawk Down. I remember liking it, but it is.
Depends how you view it.
It's a very like, yo, hey, Bush era, huh?
2001.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Hannibal.
Hannibal sucked.
Sucks.
Yeah. It sucks. It sucks especially because you have to compare it to the movie that came right before, which, like, Silence of the Lambs is maybe one of the best movies ever.
Yeah, it's one of the best thrillers. It's so tight. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Gladiator 1 came out 2000.
Solid.
Great.
Yeah, solid. G.I. Jane, never seen it.
Okay. Like it's pretty known to not get everything right about the actual person, but
okay. Yeah. White Squall. I don't even know that one.
I have
no idea.
The King of Ads, Part 1 and Part 2.
You like a Final Fantasy reference?
Oh
Conquest of Paradise, 1492.
I don't know.
I have no idea. It's a historic drama with Gerard Depardieu in the New World. Oh, it's a Christopher Columbus biopic. Oh, wow. Okay.
Thelma and Louise. It's great.
A classic.
Channel number 5, La Star.
Oh.
Black Rain. Someone to Watch Over Me. I'm just going to go through these. There's a lot. Legend.
Legend is... Everyone loves Legend. Legend kicks ass.
Okay, but here's the thing. I haven't watched Legend in a long time.
Yeah.
All I remember are the Tim Curry scenes.
Yeah.
Is the movie as good as those scenes? You know what I'm saying? Is it worth watching outside those scenes?
What I will say is Legend is basically... And people in the 80s said this. Hey, someone took The Legend of Zelda and basically built a plot around a handful of ideas.
Yeah.
Like, there's a demon and, like, a young lad and then a beautiful princess, and it's very close to Zelda, actually, as far as the plot, basically.
Yeah, before Zelda.
It's fine. If you like if you were super into Dark Crystal, I bet you'd like the non-Tim Curry scenes. Is what I would say.
Then no, I probably wouldn't like it.
Well, hey, okay, but Blade Runner 1.
Well, yes. Nick, you skipped over Apple Mac 1984 commercial.
Man, shut the fuck. Who cares? One time, it's dude, like one of my favorite movies of all time, Blade Runner. Like
Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Nick. But
it's not him. It's not only on him. Yeah.
There are like 5 or 6 different versions of that movie.
Yeah, his ideal version is the final cut, and it's terrible because
it's awful. It's the worst version.
Because he wanted it to be a green filter over the rain instead of the blue,
and it looks bad.
It's gross. He looks like a dirty aquarium, like a dirty ass.
Yeah,
like fish tank.
Okay.
But Blade Runner director's cut, which is weird that that's not his final cut. It is like legit great. It's one of the best movies ever. All right, Alien. This is what I wanted to get to.
Beautiful movie, amazing movie.
I mean, it's Alien. Like
arguably his best movie.
Probably.
I mean, only his second feature. His second feature. Amazing.
So he gets worse.
He's old.
Oh, he's losing momentum.
Because
and he needs people to rein him in, because as we've seen with the stuff where his choices make movies worse.
From the year 2008 to 2024, there's one movie in that bunch that I liked.
Yeah, from
Ridley. I mean, listeners, with a grain of salt, whatever that means to you, but that's a long ass time for Kingdom of Men being, not Kingdom of Men, but for some of the other rougher stuff. Yeah.
All right. But, let's just go into the movie. I think we spent too much time. Outlaw Johnny Black.
Yeah, Outlaw Johnny Black, one of Ridley Scott's newest movies.
Discussion.
Gigantic Studios.
Oh my god, yeah.
But yeah, it's a real good name. It's a real good name.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right. So, kind of our intro. Let's go into our rising action. Everything we knew about the movie going in. What'd you guys know? Nick, would you like to go first?
Sure. I mean, the only thing I was aware of was like the first attempt at kickstarting it, and then
it was a Kickstarter movie.
Well, back then there was like he was trying to get it. Yeah, he had the script for a bit. Jay White, and he was co-writing with Brian Keith, and they were talking about planning to do a Kickstarter. And I remember like hearing about that. This is like around the time Black Dynamite was being canceled or like on its last legs on Adult Swim.
Show? Yeah.
The show. And yeah, I haven't heard anything since. And then literally early last year, the trailer just popped up. It's all just came out. And I was like, oh shit. Like, that's all I know.
Okay. Yeah, when did it come out? Because it said a 2003 movie when I watched it, and I thought it came out this year.
It did come out it was this year. It was released.
See, it says 2023. Yeah.
September 15th, 2023. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, okay, and that was your rising action, Nick. Ian, what did you know before going in?
I truthfully only knew that this was by the writer-creator, and it was a spiritual successor to Black Dynamite in some way. It was so. I was expecting kind of another take on the exploitation film, but
I also
kind of a Western. And this movie, and this is to end what ended up. I knew this movie is chock-a-block full of Western references. Like
it's
they did.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. Like, there's multiple scenes where they're like, okay, we get to do one of these tricks. Oh, one of these classic Western things. Yeah. I really liked it.
It's surprising how very much it plays just a straight Western.
Yeah.
Maybe its own detriment, in my opinion. But we'll talk about that.
Yes.
Okay. So, what did I know? Pretty much that was just the everyone behind Black Dynamite was making this movie, and we're like 15 years after Black Dynamite.
Yep.
Just crazy. It's crazy. Granted, I think it got a cult status like a little after.
Yeah.
But for anyone who hasn't watched it, Black Dynamite's phenomenal. The show is, believe it or not, I think better than the movie. The movie's really good though.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the show overall is like, oh man, dude, some really tight comedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's very whiplash. Like it's very like there's a joke every second type deal.
Mm-hmm. And you get something out of it, especially I think if you're a fan of, like, I've only watched so many of those 70s exploitation movies, but you do pick up in the, oh, okay, this is a reference to Dolomite. This is a reference to like this exploitation movie. There's lots of good stuff in there.
It's not only like I don't even know if I should call it a parody because I guess it is, but like it is a love letter because they love that stuff when they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And like to some degree, it could be in its own in that like category.
Well, like if you watch some of those old 70s films, it's like tonally not very different. Some of them are silly. Some of them are very very silly. In fact, yeah. So
and that's where the comedy comes from. It's great. Like
definitely.
Now everyone should check out Black Dynamite. Black Dynamite's one of the best comedies of that like decade.
I threw that shit from the other room. Excellent line. I love that. It makes me laugh every single time I watch that scene.
All right, so let's get into then the climax of the movie. Again, we're gonna kind of stop doing the play-by-plays because that takes up too much time for this stuff. So we're just gonna kind of talk about what we want to talk about with the movie, which I kind of want to talk about like the levels of comedy, or not levels, how much comedy there is compared to how much just it's a Western.
Right.
And it's playing straight. But is there anything in particular y'all want to talk about?
Yeah, there's some stuff I wanted to talk about. I think that like some of the performances are amazing. I really, really wanted to talk about oh gosh, what's the actor's name? Ash, who played Bessie. It was so good. And just to say, like, every scene she's in, I think she's one of the funnier characters in the scene because she's playing the reality of what the scene is, but she's doing like I'm thinking of the scene where she finds out that Johnny has been romancing her sister.
Yeah.
And she's furious, but also still very attractive.
Yeah, she's still like horns up. Yeah, it's really funny.
Insane.
Oh yeah,
it's so funny.
Those facial expressions as she's like, and everyone's just kind of staring at her, like, dude.
It's like kind of doing cat noises. Her sister's already stormed out of the room, and she like lunges at him, and she hisses, and then she lunges again, and she can't decide what she's doing. It's so funny.
Eric Ash, yeah, she's amazing. She actually used to be in Mad TV and like Big A sketch comedy.
That's what I recognize her from, dude. Okay.
Yeah. Oh
no, she has the chops. Like she's super funny in every scene. I agree with you.
You want something great?
What?
What's that?
I was gonna say another trivia is that Chris, she used to voice the main like on the cover box art of Bloody Roar 4, the character Nagi. She used to voice the character back then.
Fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, and then the main female singer character in DDR 6, 7, and Revolution on PS2.
Oh my god!
Holy crap!
And Shenmue 2.
Oh my god! That's awesome. She should win awards for those. Those are great. Oh, can I get copies of My Bloody Roar to get signed by her? Dude, that's fucking weird. Oh my god, I'm looking at it. She's in Shenmue 2. Dude, that's weird. Okay. Alright. Alright. You gotta move on. No, she's great. My favorite joke from this movie is just a photo of Black Dynamite on the wanted poster.
Johnny.
It fucking got me every single time. This caricature and like, yep, that's him. That's Black Dynamite.
Yeah, I love it.
And it's just fucking this Christ. Old man like, doing a goofy face, like. And it's such a stupid joke, but I think every time they do it, it's like really fucking funny.
It is very funny.
But I mean, having said that, I really think there is more Western to this movie than comedy, if that makes sense. To the point where I'm like, this is a 2.5 hour movie, and this does not have nearly as much jokes. At least it doesn't feel like, as compared to Black Dynamite.
I'm inclined to agree, guys. Well, like there are lots of jokes in this that are not necessarily like set up punchline, but a funny production thing. Like two I wanted to mention, one that was strong for me and one that was maybe not as strong. I'll go quick. One is in the big fight, intermittently we get third person shots where we get kind of like an action shot.
And they're from different movies.
And they're from they're from different movies. I was gonna say there's also a handful of scenes where you can tell like, oh, we actually got pickups in front of one facade.
Yeah,
we just had them stand in front of the same facade.
There's just one. Oh my god, who is it? It's either the person who plays Honeybee. I always forget her name. I'll look it up right now. Or Bessie, who does something, and then there's just a dude walking with an axe like this through the back of the scene. I had to replay because I went, dude, I love whatever that dude's doing in the background.
So that I loved that joke because it was like it's a filmmaking joke. It's are you paying attention? Because we use the exact same facade over and over for the shot. The one that like I think started out good for me, but maybe went on too long, and for me was we've cast literally anybody but Native Americans to play any of these Native Americans in this part.
When I saw Russell Peters there,
Russell Peters, and then a blonde, blue-eyed dude is the main.
Is the main guy, and every time they show him, he's just doing the fucking arm thing, and he's the only one doing it.
Yep.
And it's fucking. Oh god.
It's very funny because you start to realize like, oh, there's one you recognize the background actors in other scenes as cowboys, depending, and it's like, oh, okay, this feels like a cozy budget movie. Like, I love that, but there was a certain point in Russell Peters' performance where I was like, all right, I've had enough of the white dudes being Indians in this movie joke. We can move on to.
I'm inclined to agree with you that it goes on a little bit much. It's a great gag if you do it like once.
Yes.
Where you realize none of them are like Native American, and that would be like a real, kind of like nice dagger twist to just westerns.
Yes.
In general, but it does go on for a while, and you spend way more time with them. That like the joke kind of fades away.
Yeah. That's how I kind of like. At a certain point, I was like, okay, I'm ready for Brian Keith's character to come back to the town and get to do his deacon bit.
Yeah.
Which is the rest of it. Yeah.
It's dumb, but it's good. And that's my kind of humor. But it's I feel like it could have been done better. If you'd done the joke where just once, and yeah, you get one good shot of realizing, oh yeah, these are all white dudes.
These
Like,
are all white dudes. Yeah.
or if you have like just the blue-eyed blonde dude at the beginning, and which
Yes.
they kind of do, he only shows up again at the end, and they're all weirded out by
Yeah.
it
Yes.
as
Yes.
as they're looking at him. Because
Come on,
it's
man.
one of
Really?
those. It's literally something I'm watching. I'm going, are they going to do like it's a one drop rule, like where if you go back far enough, it's
that would have been good. That would have been
but no, yeah, no, I kind of agree with you. I think those overstay their welcome to the point where yeah, it stops being funny after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think they're trying to like. I don't think there's hate or anything going on, but what I am saying is I think it could have been done better, and it could have been done funnier.
It's the problem of a meta joke about, and it's a meta joke about race in this situation where it's like, yeah, we know that this is super messed up, so let's really highlight it. But then it's like, okay, but now now we're on the fourth scene with these folks, and now you're just doing it. You know?
Yeah, the moment,
but,
and again, it's that thing of like the moment it stops being funny, you're just doing the thing.
Yes,
at least
exactly.
like Blazing Saddle, when they did it, they had the punchline with the Yiddish Indians.
Yeah,
exactly. Really making the joke of no. He's playing a Jewish guy basically the whole time. Exactly.
No, no, I think that's the rule that I stand by with. Like the moment it stops being funny is the moment you're doing it, type deal.
You're just doing it.
You're just doing the thing.
Yeah,
You're sending
but
out on to. So, and it's like it's a very arbitrary rule, but I mean, like, it holds up when you're watching it.
It's the rule of that I think a lot of comics have forgotten recently. I was just listening to I can't think of who it is. He just put out a comedy special, but he was talking about Warhol saying art's getting away with it. And that's the laugh. The laugh is okay, we're here with you and we get the joke and we're here with you. And then as soon as we stop, you're not getting away with it anymore. Yeah. This isn't the art. What about you, man? Nick, what's a joke that kind of stood out to you as like one of the highlights of this picture?
Mm-hmm. Oh man, you guys brought up a lot of the good ones. I think maybe another one that stood out to me was like, yeah, I keep forgetting his name, but the guy that Bullhorn, his character.
Yeah, Deacon.
I did like the
Church
Deacon again.
I know we keep calling him by their
Black Dynamite
by their Black Dynamite because that's how we know them now.
Because it's Honeybee. Oh, look at that.
It's Honeybee, dude.
Yeah,
I love Honeybee.
Honeybee is Tim Whitley.
Yeah,
Tim Whitley. Yeah, but yeah, Deacon. I liked his scenes with when he's in the bar. Oh yeah, that was really good. The sermon scene was really good, where he gets Johnny Black to do a sermon.
Mm-hmm. I thought the sermon was a pretty fun scene, actually. Yeah.
I'm trying to think like what's a really funny one, because I think because the top of my head I can think of is more of the physical stuff, like everything JY did with the holster and the gun when he got out of the jail
that's
cell.
really good. I wanted more of that. There wasn't a lot of that in this movie.
I agree. Yeah.
Well, like a good bit of physical comedy is they do the saving from the hanging, which is kind of a trope, but they're playing it as a joke. They're playing and there was a horse under him the whole time.
I know, the entire time. That was really that no one knows. It's so when we talk about like the Western part and the comedy part of this movie, I kind of view this movie as, for me, like it's like a inverse bell curve, right? Where the beginning and the end, I think, are the best parts of the movie, in terms of like tightness and like joke wise. Where like a lot of the middle is just straight Western setup, unless you find the Deacon stuff like with the Native Americans. like really funny, and they stop
Yeah.
being funny as we just established like a while in.
Yeah.
It kind of becomes a little boring. Like,
Yeah.
it's not very. It's going on. It's hitting all like these notes, and it's still interesting to watch. And there's still stuff that kind of keeps you going, but it feels like dragged out. And granted,
Yeah,
westerns
there
are
are.
long, and I get that's
Yes.
what part of it is, right? Like westerns really did occupy. For anyone who doesn't know, westerns were, they're not quite the same, but like a good comparison would be like Marvel movies and where they stack up now. In that
Yeah.
westerns were like the big blockbusters of the year.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, that's the one movie they're gonna watch that year. So it's got to be long. It's got to have all these things in it.
Yeah.
It's got to be super satisfying. So it's a little weirder now where everything is like 2.5 hours.
Yep.
Yeah. I will say that, like, also as far as plot, like a Western doesn't need a very complicated plot, and this one doesn't have a super complicated, but it does.
But it all checks out. Like, oh sorry.
Yeah. I was just gonna kind of agree that the plot is so simple. You do have moments where it's like, okay, this is a 2-hour movie. We need to get for this like this is a very straightforward plot that maybe could have been a shorter ultimate edit at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Him riding the goat was funny, but
that was very funny.
It was very classic slapstick here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it drags a little. But then there's these moments of comedy that you're like, oh my god, that's so fucking good, dude. Like, I wish there was more.
Yeah, I kind of wish that, like, coming back to Erica Ash's character in this movie, like, there's fun. She's got so many funny scenes, like when she realizes that she's slept with Johnny Black and with Deacon.
No, she's only slept with Deacon.
Oh, she's only slept. That's right. She only slept with Deacon. But she has like this big like fainting, and that compared to like the other scenes she's got a lot going on. I kind of wish that she had I don't know, maybe more to do. Absolutely, I agree that this thing for the middle part is actually pretty plot heavy. I'm thinking of the villain of our as well. We haven't mentioned, played by a very famous actor. Oh shoot.
Chris Browning.
Chris Browning.
Or do you mean Barry Bostwick? Well, there's like Barry Bostwick, yeah.
Yeah. Barry Bostwick, who plays the evil dude who's trying to buy up the town.
The landlord, the evil landlord.
Like,
yeah, this movie great. for whatever reason you watch this without or you're listening to us without watching. Yeah, the movie is very much about like gentrification and like very reminiscent of real things that happen, such as like Tulsa, Oklahoma, I believe it is.
Sure. Yeah.
The bombing of Tulsa, where like rich, something that very much happens. A black community starts becoming successful. Government just comes in and sweeps it out.
Or one business dude who's like, I got my eye on the oil. The oil as a plot point, I love. That's classic Western. That's a good.
It's simple. You know exactly what that means the moment you see it.
How do you guys feel about this? I feel like a lot of the Barry Bostwick scenes, he's a great actor. He's a great villain.
He's so good.
But they were just straight. They were straight up just like villain scenes. Like the only thing that kind of worked was he's playing against that very funny actor from the voice actor from the Boondocks who plays you guys know who I mean, the fellow
Gary
with
Anthony Williams.
Gary Anthony Williams.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those scenes sit for you guys. I mean, Gary's very funny, but I think most of those scenes are played straight. There's not necessarily a joke other than everybody's afraid of Barry Bostwick in this movie.
Yeah, and you get kind of like Gary Anthony Williams' like ramblings as the comedy,
which is fun.
And they're fun, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I wish there was a little bit more play there.
Yeah.
Especially because Barry Bostwick has such like a storied career. I feel like you can kind of do, a lot. Because then you get
like,
because then they'll do like comedy duo bits outside of The Office.
Yes.
Like in the church is really good. Where they argue with each other. And like outside, but you only get like one time with them in this 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking with Barry, like, he could be Leslie Nielsen style. He's the straight actor delivering something deranged.
Yeah.
Who makes you go like, oh, okay, this is a crazy person. Like, but yeah, they don't even play him as a deranged, like, white billionaire trying to gentrify this town. He's just like an asshole.
No, it's very straightforward. I mean, he's just after the land and all that.
Yeah.
He's more like he's closer to oh my god, the guy from Dolomite, where it's kind of a straightforward villain.
Yeah.
You know? As opposed to like Tricky Dicky and in Black Dynamite.
Yeah, very true.
Where they got a phenomenal impersonator. It's crazy. Yeah, no, it's weird. There's all these moments that I want. I wish they lean more into the comedy of it. You know?
Yeah, at least more physical.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's okay. So one last thing I want to talk about, because a lot of this really is just like, I just wish there was more comedy bits in this comedy.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about Johnny Black's character art?
That's a good question. Nick, do you want to start out? What's your initial thought?
Yeah, actually, Nick, Nick, you should start because Ian's roboting out.
Oh, yeah. I think as an arc, it's oddly nice. It's actually a really wholesome thing, but it's also like, I feel like it being as straightforward as it is. I don't know. I think I'm just kind of more impartial on it than I think about it.
Well, how do you feel about the ending of it?
I think it was cool. I think he shot
goes with justice.
Yeah.
That he throws away all the lessons from his dad. Yeah, it's because it's a funny joke. But you just spent 2.5 hours building up that he's gonna do forgiveness somehow.
Yeah.
You know what I would have kind of liked? I would have if he had done something where like he had taken him out with a moves he just calls like with kindness.
Yeah.
Sort of like that one episode of Boondocks with the dude who learned the martial arts to subdue people without hurting them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought it would be like, it'd be that where like he just puts his hand over his forehead and then like
he dies.
He dies, yeah. I forgive you.
Yeah, I forgive you.
Takes away your powers. Yes.
Yeah. Or it's like that old Funny or Die comedy bit with Batman, where Batman's like, I'm not killing them, and he shoots or breaks their necks.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, it is kind of just a straightforward shot where you're like, oh, okay, all right. But they lead into the comedy bit of that because then everybody has a beer. They do the cheer.
Yes.
After. And then they do a send up to the movie. I think they're really referencing, which is what Barry Bostwick is. Oh God, what's this movie called? Is it Megaforce? I'm thinking of no, not Megaforce. Who's the guy they're setting up to at the end? The two old guys at the top of the thing.
Oh, well, one of them is wearing the exact as is Johnny Black, so I assumed it was like some kind of specter watching over the. Did you guys recognize those two actors on the balcony there at the?
No, I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. I was like, I don't know my westerns enough. To recognize. That's a genre I've been thinking about getting into just to watch. To him, my old man phase. It's gonna be westerns, and then I'm gonna watch World War II documentaries on Hitler. So
I'm gonna watch Civil War documentaries like you wouldn't believe. Yeah.
But yeah. No, it's weird because the ending sequence is so good. The fight sequence, right? It's very funny. Those shots of just different movies kill me. That one shot of the horse eating it,
crazy.
It's so goddamn brutal and out of nowhere.
That horse is dead.
That forward barrel roll, great.
Oh my
amazing.
God, we had to rewatch it because I was like, "Is that a different fucking? It's a different fucking movie that they." back when they could just kill animals, like on movies.
What a time we lost, guys!
Yeah, man. What a moment in time that's gone forever, like tears in the rain.
Like tears in the rain. In the blue rain, not the green. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Any other topics on Johnny Black that we want to talk about before we get into what we got out of it?
I want to say one other thing because the drunken scene that Deacon has in this film, Byron Keith Mins, the actor who been in Black Dynamite in this, they have a great reference to his other character by they have this reoccurring bit of he's been exchanging pretty explicit letters with this young woman in town, and in the scene where they're at the bar just before that bar brawl, he's drunk and kind of sounds like the character from Black Dynamite.
Yeah, it sounds like Bullhorn.
He sounds like Bullhorn, and then he rhymes this very sexy, flirtatious letter, and he's like, "Oh wow, that rhymes. That's crazy, man." I was like, "Oh, cool. That's a great reference to the movie I like." yeah, that's it. That's.
Mm-hmm. Nick, any other thoughts?
Yeah, that horse scene was crazy. I thought that horse broke his neck. It was crazy.
It's not even from this movie. Too. It's just
well, that's my favorite part of the movie.
Someone shoots. There's a horse coming at someone. Then it cuts to Honeybee. Oh my God, I keep forgetting her actual name in this movie. She's holding a gun, right? It's her that shoots, and she shoots off screen, and then it cuts to the craziest horse wipeout you've ever fucking seen. Like, it looks so brutal. You're looking at muscles, like you're looking at an anatomy of the horse, like it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's wild. It's so brutal, like. Or that shot of a dude falling through a ceiling or getting caught on the horse stirrup.
Oh my God, the dude getting dragged by a horse, like dragged by a horse, is a classic in a Western. You have to have someone get dragged by a horse. That's impressive. It was impressive. I loved that, man. Yeah.
Again, not from this movie because it goes with the budget.
I was surprised there wasn't like a scene where one of them goes up and goes, "Where are the white women at?" Like in Blazing Saddles. That would have been
a great reference. It doesn't have it. Well, they bring up the very funny thing of like, what was it? Claims a black man looked at a white woman.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Black women touch black men touching a white woman. There aren't even white women in this town. That don't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And it's like, and it's like it's a joke too, but it's also like that's 100% like a real thing.
Yep.
Real fucked up thing that's happened.
Oh man. No.
Yeah. Okay. So should we kind of just get into what we got out of it?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, following action. All right, Ian, what did you get out of this movie?
I got actually like an above average Western, I'd say. Like I think what I can recommend to people and what I got out of it is it's a pretty darn good black Western that has some very funny scenes. But I don't think you should go into it thinking that it's a comedy Western. Maybe you want to think about it as a Western comedy, you know?
Yeah, and that's, I think, where a lot of my problem lied.
And I will say that, comedy is super subjective, and I get that, some of the jokes may land better for your mileage may vary, I guess is what I'll say. The jokes were kind of hit or miss on this one when compared to how much I enjoyed Black Dynamite, but the jokes that hit are fucking, like Nick said, the slapping him in the face and twirling the guns around, very good, very funny.
Yeah, it was very good.
There's lots of good stuff in this. Yeah.
Much funny. Big laugh.
What about you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you, Nick? What'd you get out of it then?
Yeah, man.
I got out of it an appreciation for Westerns, and also made me realize how much I miss an hour and 30 in a film.
I'm telling you, Nick. I'm telling you, man. It's like, it's rough out here.
My only thing with that is just sometimes I do feel like it's necessary to have a movie that long, but I do agree that all of them are getting too long. We got to talk about something. We got to cut something.
We got to cut something. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, as for me, I agree with Ian. It's a Western first for comedy, and like I was mentioning, this is where a lot of my problems laid. I was expecting a comedy first with a Western backdrop.
Yeah.
I really was expecting Black Dynamite again. Without this, I guess I shouldn't have. It's been 15 years, and it's a way different movie. It really is trying to be a Western, and it does it pretty confidently. Like, they understand the genre. And they get it, and they're still able to make it entertaining and going. It's like, it kind of drags a little bit because you know what's going on type deal. But also, Westerns are a weird comfort, are a comfort movie for people too, whether they want to admit it or not. And that, it is formulaic. I wish they kind of played with it more. I guess that would be my only complaint. Like, I wish there was more comedy. I wish there was more time with showing Johnny Black doing cool things to add to the comedy bit. That's another thing I think it lacks. I think it lacks him doing like over the top stuff like Black Dynamite does.
Because there's a strong stretch of this movie where he's pretending to be a totally different character, and
yes,
but
you haven't felt like you spent enough time with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird movie. I don't think I like it more than Black Dynamite. The movie.
I think that, like, the one more thought is I will say that what I maybe liked most about this that it shares with Black Dynamite is it's a movie that you can tell it's a handful of people who really wanted this movie to happen.
Yeah.
Like,
no, there's love in this movie.
Yeah.
There really is. And that's what Black Dynamite was. Black Dynamite was a labor of love. And fuck, like, if it's shown. I mean, yeah, the very fact that they're able to get this movie off the ground at all is great, because, like, I can't even imagine trying to pitch this or sell it to places to get it to theaters.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not to say on the quality of the movie, that's to say on just, like, how fucked the industry is.
Yeah, if you told people we're making an original film, and it's a Western, and it's a black lead film, and it's a comedy, like, none of that, I think all of that
shit would fly.
No.
So
that's not in the trifecta. Yeah,
no, exactly. It's awesome that we get to watch this movie.
Yes,
it should be on theaters. It's better than most comedies out.
Yeah.
Now I'll tell you what, but, like, yeah, it's not as great as Black Dynamite, but maybe I should watch Black Dynamite again. And I still think the show is, like, the best thing they've done.
It's pretty great.
I think the show's better than the movie. That's always my take. But, like,
I agree.
Willy Wanker and the Chocolate Factory is one of the funniest things I think Adult Swim aired. It makes me laugh every single time I see that.
We still quote the Michael Jackson episode, the Moon Rock. The whole thing with the orphans is so fucking funny. Like,
the O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Bartholomew.
I went to the
I think the
moon.
one always gets me is the Wonderful Wizard of the Southwest.
Yeah.
Wizard of Watts.
The Wizard of Watts, very good.
Oh yeah.
That's yeah.
All right. So, it's a good movie. It's flawed. It's deeply flawed. Like we said before, if the jokes hit with you, they'll hit with you. But if there's a lot that like don't, I think, or like overstay their welcome.
Yeah.
I stand by. I think the photo's the funniest funniest running bit in the movie. It hits you so hard every time you see it. Like because it's so just like, wow, everyone's so fucking racist. Like in this universe, dude. It's crazy. Yeah, it's a funny movie. It's still funnier than like a lot of stuff out there. It's just it's flawed. Kind of wish there was like more comedy bits, but I mean they love this genre. There's definitely like a lot of love going in. It's more genuine than most movies out there right now.
Yeah.
It feels like people really give a shit, if that makes sense.
And I think that's kind of what redeems it for. At least I'll speak for myself. Like I want to be supporting something that's like an okay project that's original, that's different.
Yeah.
Like thank God for this. Yeah.
100%. It's not like any other movie out right now, so
Yeah.
100%. I agree with that. All right. So, having done this podcast, what do y'all recommend for our denouement?
I'll take the obvious one if you want.
Yeah.
Because my grandfather growing up loved Blazing Saddles. We watched Blazing Saddles many times. So if you want a comedy western, I mean, yeah, there's lots of really good stuff in Blazing Saddles, man. Yeah. It's pretty funny movie. Filmed right here, Vasquez Rocks, right north of Los Angeles.
Yep. All right, Nick, what do you recommend?
I mean, I would either be in between the movie Black Dynamite, or the show Black Dynamite. So I'll choose the show. It still holds up.
If you're gonna watch both, watch the movie first.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
because it's a sequel.
Yeah, the show's a sequel. It also, for anyone who's like into animation, has some fucking amazing animation in that show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So some of the most stylized action sequences you've seen, like, fucking sick. Yeah. Okay, so you recommend those? I would recommend My Name Is Dolomite, the Eddie Murphy movie about the making of Dolomite. Yeah. Quite possibly Eddie Murphy's best movie.
Yeah.
And his best role he's ever performed.
Yeah.
So
that drives me. I love it.
Yeah. Funny and legitimately heartwarming.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah, and if you love movies, if you love making art, you should watch My Name Is Dolomite.
We've said this before, it's made with such affection for the material, but also like getting to watch the character Eddie Murphy plays in that just claw a market for himself and create something really from nothing is how it feels. That's how making art feels. He started with absolutely nothing and he turned it into something amazing. I love that movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I love that movie too. What a sleeper hit for that movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think that does it. A short one, but a good one. Good to go out. Gentlemen, a lot was said beforehand on this episode.
Ridley Scott.
Oh wow, I was just talking about the fighting we were doing.
Yeah.
See,
a lot of infighting, but
so stay tuned for our next episode. I would like to make amends now and say, all right, Nick, I hear you. You're seen. So our next episode is, of course, going to be Fast and Furious 10, because that is what we're doing. That's the 15th, and then after that will be Sonic 3, and maybe, I don't know, Nosferatu 2, and then we have to do the new thing for next year. Who knows when we get to Beau is Afraid anyway? It's all up in the air. There's a lot of stuff to do. All right, bye!